Hello, David here. If you're in the market for a new gravel tyre, you need to watch this video first before you buy anything. So Wilderness Trail Bikes, or WTB for short, started life way back in the early 80s making mountain bike tyres. But more recently, they've become really popular with gravel, bike packing and adventure enthusiasts with a wide selection of tyres to suit a wide range of trail conditions. And today, they launched a big update to their core gravel lineup from 37 up to 50 millimeters in width, focused on improved durability and better puncture protection. Now, as you can see, I've been riding tyres for the last few weeks, so I will share my first riding impressions later in the video. But first, I'd like to go into detail about these new tyres and what has changed. And to do that, I've been speaking to James at WTB to get it from the horse's mouth, as it were. So, let's dive in. The changes that WTB has rolled out today are focused on the casing design and not the tread pattern. So the tread pattern remains the same and unchanged, which is a good thing because there are lots of favourites in the WTB lineup. But they focus on the casing design to improve three aspects of the tyre's performance. There's improved durability, there's better puncture protection and a better air retention. I spoke to James at WTB the other day to go through the changes in a bit more detail.
Yeah, so with our new SG2 puncture protection tyres, I guess the three main points are we've jumped up to 120 TPI casings, we've added a nylon insert running bead to bead to protect the whole tyre, and we've utilised flat fibres to allow less rubber in between all the fibres. They knit together nice and neat, and it reduces the weight increase even after we've added that nylon insert. So they don't really jump up too much in weight. They're a slight increase in weight, a lot more protection.
Now, just in case you're wondering, TPI stands for threads per inch, and it's literally the number of threads in 1 inch of tyre casing. A lower TPI means the threads are bigger, and generally that can mean more durability. A higher TPI means the threads can be thinner, and that means the tyre can be lighter and more supple. To ensure the tyres are then durable, they've added this SG2 puncture protection layer which goes from the bead to ensure the tyre can stand up to the low pressure, aggressive riding many gravel bike riders are doing these days. When you add more material to a tyre, as this new SG2 layer is, you incur a weight penalty. The weight of a tyre generally goes up, but to ensure the weight penalty is kept to a minimum, WTB has revised the construction of the rubber aspect of the tyre to ensure the weight penalty is kept to a minimum. Now, James from WTB will go through the details of his new tyre construction and will also weigh three key tyres from the WTB gravel bike lineup to show the differences between the current tyres and the brand new SG2 casing.
The third change is what we've done when we're constructing these new tyres. We're changing the fibres we're using to construct the tyres. So instead of round fibres, which have quite a big corrugation in between them, so a lot of rubber needs to be pumped in to fill those gaps and keep it nice and smooth, we've actually used flat fibres. So the flat fibres join together much neater, so we actually require less rubber then, kind of needless rubber to pump in between those gaps, and that allows us to add that insert for puncture protection with minimal weight increase. So the tyres aren't getting much heavier, like real small differences, but they're getting a lot stronger. Okay, so first we can put the Riddler 45 without SG2 protection, 547 grams, and with the new casing and SG2 protection, 542 grams. Moving on to the Byway 40 without SG2 protection, it's weighing 434 grams, and with our new SG2 casing, 458 grams. One of our most popular treads, been around for a while, our Nano 40 without SG2 casing, or without SG2 protection, 485 grams. And then the new casing, SG2 protection with that nylon insert, 556 grams.
It's always good to have some numbers to quantify the improvements in any new product, and WTB has done some lab testing, and it claims, their claims not mine, that sidewall durability has improved by a massive 33% over their previous tyres, and the tread protection has improved by 17%. So some quite substantial improvements over the previous tyres which are still available for a very small weight difference in some cases. So it's hard to see why you choose the previous tyres unless weight is your absolute focus. But for most people, I think, myself included, the improved durability of the tyres, the longevity the tyres will offer for the smallest weight difference will be a bigger appeal. This new casing design is available in all the popular WTB tyres from 37, so the Riddler here, right up to 50mm like the Adventure, and including the Bioway and the Horizon and many other popular tyres in the gravel bike lineup from WTB. The tyres will cost about £10 more, but I put all the links in the description below so you can check out the prices in your market, whether you're watching here in the UK, US or Australia or wherever you're watching from. So what are these new tyres like to ride? Well, I've been riding them for the last few weeks on my local trails and roads, so I can share my first riding impressions with you right now. For the past few weeks then, I've been riding both the Riddler 37 and Resolute 42 on all my local trails, and first impressions are very good. It's worth reminding you that the tread pattern has not changed, so that means these tyres felt predictable compared to my previous experience on both tyres. Let's start with the Riddler. This is a hugely popular tyre and seen on many new gravel bikes in the market. It comes in both 37 and 45mm widths, with the former a good option for many cyclocross bikes, early generation gravel bikes and even some endurance bikes like the latest Trek Domani where clearance is a little bit limited. The tread pattern comprises tightly packed blocks, which means it's a fast rolling tyre, and on the road or hard packed dirt or gravel it's a very fast rolling tyre, and it's very predictable and confidence inspiring in dry conditions. You can push it pretty hard in the corners as well, and it's only when it gets a little bit muddy and gloopy that the tyre struggles for grip a little bit. When the trails are a little bit looser, chunkier or wetter, the Resolute is a good pick, with a more widely spaced block pattern that's much more aggressive. It only comes in one 42mm width option, but both 700 and 650B wheel sizes. So as you can see, it's a chunkier tread pattern with bigger blocks and more spacing, and it's better suited to a wider range of conditions and weather. It handles the mud much better than the Riddler, but when it's dry and you're on the road, it's still a fast rolling tyre with no noise, maybe not as outright quick as the Riddler, but as WTB says, it's a good one tyre to rule all conditions, so you want fit and forget for winter and summer, the Resolute is a good option. When it comes to ride quality, it's generally understood that more threads per inch, a higher TPI in the tyre casing, results in superior performance. Supple is the key word here, or how well a tyre can deform, soaking out small bumps to give a silky smooth ride. But how do you measure and compare the difference? To be honest, it's hard to quantify, but based on a few weeks of riding, these tyres do feel really good on my local trails. They feel smooth at low pressures, 30 to 35, and if I'm really looking for it, they do feel a little bit smoother, deal with smaller bumps slightly better than the previous 60 TPI tyres. Sometimes the downside with a high TPI tyre, they can be a bit more fragile and not quite as tough, but so far that doesn't seem to be the case with these new tyres. Puncture protection, touch wood, has been really good, even in very rocky conditions, really slamming the tyres into rocks on purpose, trying to invoke a puncture. And durability so far is excellent. There's no cuts or marks to the tread pattern or the tyre casing sidewall. So in summary, durability and puncture protection have been excellent. As you probably know, gravel bikes have become really popular in the last few years, and I think it's fair to say it's not a fad. These bikes are here to stay. It's popular around the world, especially here in the UK. The bikes have evolved very quickly. We've got some great bikes to choose from, and tyres have come on leaps and bounds. And WTB was an early adopter of this movement and really offered a wide range of choices, from fast rolling tyres for Road Plus like the Bioway and the Horizon, up to very aggressive mountain bike inspired tyres like the Nano, the Resolute here, the Venture. So really a good choice of tyres that suit all conditions and all riding styles. So WTB have been really popular, and it's good to see them really improving the tyres to meet the changing demands of gravel riding the way it's progressing at the moment. The tyres should be available in October, so it gives you plenty of time to save up and wear out your current tyres before upgrading to a brand new set of WTB tyres. And especially here in the UK, we're heading to autumn, winter, so now is a really good time to upgrade your tyres from something fast rolling to something a bit more aggressive for the slippery conditions we might encounter this winter. Well, there we go then. Everything you need to know about the brand new WTB gravel tyres and my first ride impressions on these new tyres. Now we'll keep riding the tyres, so over the next few weeks or months there will be a further update, so make sure you subscribe to my channel if you don't want to miss that. If you have any questions about your tyres or choosing a gravel tyre generally, then be sure to get down in the comment section below and ask away, and I'll do my best to help you out. But that's all for now. I hope you enjoyed watching the video and found it useful and interesting, and if you did, like the video, subscribe if you haven't already, follow me on Instagram, and I'll see you again next time. Thank you for watching.